I landed in Madrid. I am so excited. I got here this morning. I took the red eye last night. It was like 9:30 I think when my plane left, and I landed this morning. So funny enough, I am here on a Sunday, so there's a flea market called El Rastro Flea Market that happens every Sunday. So I headed over there and I shopped around for a little while, and now I'm just having a little bit of a chill over, I think actually at a dog park. I needed some trees around me and I needed to just relax in the shade for a little bit. So that's what I'm up to right now. I'm gonna make it over to a picnic with my hostel later. I checked in a little earlier. My stuff's in storage right now. My room's not ready yet. But yeah, once my room's ready, I'll probably go back to the flea market and then I'll make my way over to the hostel and maybe show you guys the sunset a little bit later. It's day 2 in Madrid. It's my first full day, but I landed yesterday and I had almost the full day while I was out here. But yeah, so this morning I woke up. I feel pretty adjusted to jet lag already, so that's not too bad. I had a walking tour at 10:30 this morning. It was one of the free walking tours that the hostel holds, and then you just tip the tour guide at the end. And so that was really cool. It was a nice way to start the trip because I got to learn a bunch of the history about Madrid. And so now whenever I'm walking around the rest of the trip, I'd be able to like point back to things and like know the history behind it. There's a few more tours. I think there's one that's at like 9 o'clock at night, and it's a little bit more of like a spooky mystery tour that you can check out. So I might end up doing that later on in the trip. But yeah, so that's what I did this morning. I went and got $1 tacos. I'll insert that clip right here so you guys can see. And then I headed over to Retiro Park, and I thought it was gonna be like Luxembourg Gardens in Paris, if you guys have ever been, but it was absolutely massive, and there's a little spot that you can rent rowboats, so I think that I'm gonna end up renting those rowboats a little bit later in the trip if I come back. It's really peaceful. You can like read a book here, you can walk around the gardens probably for hours. It's absolutely massive. And tonight is Funky Mondays, I think, at the hostel. Everyone keeps raving about how much fun the hostel nights are on Monday nights, so I'm excited to check that out. Good morning, or I guess good afternoon. We had a really fun night at fucking Mondays last night, and the Spanish really know how to have a good time. But I spent the afternoon exploring the literary quarter, and it's really pretty. I'm heading over to the museum now to see if I can get tickets for that with my student discount, because I have my student ID and it's supposed to be free, but I don't know, I'll probably update after. But it's really, really gorgeous. There's quotes on the ground. It's really a lot more quiet and low-key than the rest of the areas that I've been to, so I'm really liking kind of hanging out over here.
A new place, a new home, for a while, let me feel alive.
Alright, so I went to the ticket office and I got my ticket for free because I'm a student, so I think you just have to be between 18 and 25 and a student. So I had my student ID and my regular ID. I showed them both and they gave me a ticket. So I think that's one of the most intimidating parts of solo traveling in a country where you aren't fluent in the language. Is like, I really didn't know how that encounter was gonna go, but I'm super proud of myself for going and doing it anyways. But yeah, I'm super excited for the museum. This is what it looks like from up top. The museum was lovely. I was super happy that I did the walking tour before I did the museum because I got to learn a lot about the history. And so a lot of the people that she was talking about on the tour, their names were coming up over and over and over again while I was walking through the museum. But it was really great. I had paintings, I had sculptures. You could see some of the stuff, like artifacts that were pulled from houses that a lot of the kings and queens lived in. I spent probably about an hour and a half there. Now I'm gonna head over to grab more $1 tacos for some lunch because it's kind of an off time right now. A lot of the restaurants are closing. It's almost 4, but I really need a snack. So that's what I'm gonna head over and do. So the original plan was to go sit in the Sabatini Gardens and I was gonna overlook the Royal Palace. They're closed. So I pivoted and now I'm chilling in front of the palace still, but just in the little garden section right outside. Good morning. today's my tour of Toledo, so I think I'm going on a 12-hour tour, and I'm gonna see Toledo and Segovia. I'm just heading there now. Last night we ended up going out for tapas, but my GoPro battery was almost dead, so I think I only got one little tiny video of the actual tapas themselves. But it was fun, and then I tried to have a little early night at the hostel and watch a movie. But yeah, I'm super excited for Toledo. I'll show you guys a little bit more as we get going. So I'm doing the all-day guided tour. They're taking us to 3 different destinations around Madrid. I thought it was just 2, but it's 3. And the first one that we came to is Segovia. We took a coach bus over here and we got a guided tour when we first got here. And now we have a little bit of free time. So I'm just exploring a little bit. I'm not sure if I'm gonna grab a coffee or if I'm just gonna walk around the streets because it is so pretty. And it's really easy to get lost and just have fun. There's a car coming at me this way. So I'm gonna head back up.
Girl, you got me down so bad. I can't say enough. She pull up with that new thing. Please don't fall in love, 'cause I think of you all day. Yeah, I was running through my brain.
We pulled over for photo shoot time, and this castle up in the hill is stunning. All right, so next stop was Avia. It's really well known for its medieval walls that are still around the town. You can see them right over here. This was our view from lunch. It took us probably almost an hour to get here from our last stop, but it was really nice to be able to walk around the town, and then the lunch was pretty good too. The dessert was delicious. I think we're heading over to Toledo now, and we'll have probably the most free time over there. So after a 2-hour bus ride to Toledo, we made it, and we are at a really pretty viewpoint. National Geographic currently says that this is the #1 panoramic view in the world. We made it into Toledo city center.
When I was looking outside, girl, you got me lost in your eyes. I got you when you're falling. Just know that I won't be here for long. Thinking of you all day.
All right, so we're in Toledo and we got some ice cream, and I'm here with my 3 amigos. We're traveling together for the afternoon.
Claro que sí, tenemos ay Dios mío, tenemos helado.
We're having a really good time. All right, so calamari is one of Madrid's specialties, and everyone has been telling me to go to La Campagna for a calamari sandwich, and so this is where I went, and I was also told to get it with the sauce. I hope that this is the sauce that they meant, but yeah, so I'm just perched on a little stoop and I'm gonna eat my lunch now. I ate my calamari sandwich. It was delicious. On my tour, I actually learned why fried calamari is so famous for Madrid. Apparently the people were starving and there's no water near Madrid, so they went to a city on the coast, and I can't remember which city it was, but they brought back wagons full of food, and all of the food had gone bad except calamari lasts a little bit longer, so they fried it and it was safe for everyone to eat, and that's how calamari became a Madrid cuisine. That's what my tour guide said, at least. So a little bit of Madrid history for you. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna get up to for the rest of the day. I have a walking tour a little bit later on, but I think I'm just gonna explore some of the neighborhoods and maybe do a little shopping and stuff. So I'll show you some of that later. Alright, so I've come to San Ginés. It was another hostel recommendation for churros. I got 6 churros and the cup of chocolate for 620 euros. So I've come back to the park that I was at a couple of days ago just to kind of have a little chill. I'm sitting on my towel. To be so honest, I'm like having a harder time today, I think. I'm having a harder time meeting people. The hostel was still packed with the preteens until this morning, so there wasn't really any people my age. There were some, but there weren't a lot, and a lot of the people that were coming were only staying for like a day or so, and they were filtering out really quickly. So I was having a hard time kind of finding people to really chat a lot with. Yeah, so I've been finding today a little bit more difficult, but I went shopping and the vintage stores were absolutely fantastic earlier. The churros were delicious and they weren't super expensive. It was kind of a cute little spot to be able to sit inside or outside to be able to eat some churros. And now I'm just having a little chill at the park before I head over to my walking tour. I'm gonna read my book and I might go out with the hostel tonight. I feel like I should. I feel like it'll boost my morale a little bit, and I think there's a lot of new people that arrived today, so hopefully I'd be able to make some more friends. But yeah, that's what I'm feeling like. Alright, it's Secrets of Madrid walking tour time. Yeah, so I really recommend the morning walking tour of the old history of Madrid, and I do not recommend the walking tour of the secrets of Madrid. It was just a very long tour. I feel like it could have been done in half an hour, and it went on for 2 hours and 15 minutes, but that's okay. I'm going out for tapas with the hostel tonight, and that's all I have planned for now. I really liked Toledo, so I came back today, and I came with a lot of the people that are staying at my hostel. We all took the bus and day tripped over here, but we're doing the monastery to begin with, and I think we're going to do some shopping and eating and stuff later.
Running in my all or nothing, 'cause I just know you got me thinking about forever. Gotta crush, crush, crush on you. I just wanna be your own.
We had a really nice afternoon. We were just kind of walking around the city. It's medieval looking, so it's absolutely stunning, and you can see it's like surrounded by the city walls. So everything was gorgeous, and we had a really good lunch. We had some tapas and some drinks, and now we've come to walk over to the bridge. You probably saw it in the panoramic views a couple of days ago, but now I'm nice and up close, so it's really, really pretty. Hello, we are at El Retiro Park, and we decided to rent some boats. It was only €8 for 45 minutes, so there's 4 of us, and you guys want to introduce yourselves?
Hi, I'm Stephanie. Hello, I'm Anna.
She's our professional captain today.
I'm Cassidy.
But yeah, it's really pretty, and we're just enjoying our time out on the boat. Alright, so my time in Madrid has come to an end, so I just wanted to film a little wrap-up about how I felt about everything, like my first thoughts solo traveling, how I liked Madrid and all that kind of stuff. But I really loved Madrid. It was a really small city compared to like Paris and Barcelona, and so I think that I could have probably stayed for less days than I did, but then I wouldn't have met all the really amazing people that I met at the end of my trip. All the people that I met the last couple of days that I ended up day tripping with, and we spent time in El Retiro Park. I think it was just like really, really nice to find a group of people that I really like spending time with while I was out there. And then also solo traveling is like a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. I think I was really, really worried about transportation and navigating the transportation everywhere, but like honestly that's just not the part that's stressful. I think the most stressful part is that like you really have no idea what you're going to get. You don't know what the people are going to be like at the hostel that you're staying at, and so I am just really having a good time. I'm pushing myself, I'm out of my comfort zone, I'm experiencing new things. Like I really, really love everything about this trip so far. Oh, and then the last thing I wanted to talk about was the hostel that I stayed at. I ended up really liking the hostel that I stayed at. Having the school kids stay at the hostel for 3 of the days was pretty annoying and a little bit frustrating because I did find it hard to make friends, and I think that's probably the reason that I had one of the hardest days that I had in Madrid. But all that aside, the staff was fantastic, the facilities are really good, and so I really enjoyed my time there, and I'd probably recommend everyone stay there. They were honestly even just great for the recommendations between like, oh, this is where you should go for food, and these are the must-sees while you're here, and they brought out a whole map when I got there and like circled every neighborhood, labeled it, told me what I couldn't miss. So yeah, I can't recommend the hostel enough. Now I've currently moved on to Barcelona, and Teddy and Nick are going to be joining me, so I'm super excited for that. And just a little sneak peek, I'm loving it so far. It's really pretty. Streets are gorgeous. But yeah, that's it for my time in Madrid. Thanks for watching, guys.